Tonight on UCentral News, charges against Ryan Walters have officially been dropped. If you are a Cardi B fan, stay tuned as Chelsea Rios will have your social media update. UCO volleyball will be in action this weekend. Luke Underwood will have your sports news later in the show. When is fall weather coming in? Stay tuned as Elijah DePona will have your weather update.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Hello Broncos, I'm Valerie Scott.
I am Luke Underwood. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
The Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office announced that no criminal charges will be filed against State Superintendent Ryan Walters. This comes after allegations of inappropriate content was shown on the television in Walters' office during a board meeting on July 24th. Board members Becky Carson and Ryan Dethridge reported seeing a video with nude images playing in Walters' office during the meeting. However, after an investigation from the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office and the State Bureau of Investigation, insufficient evidence was found to support any charges. Walter denied any accusations, calling the accusation politically motivated and stated no evidence of him streaming inappropriate content.
Turning Point USA is a nationwide student organization founded by Charlie Kirk with a chapter right here at UCO. Following the passing of Charlie Kirk, I had the opportunity to sit down with UCO chapter president to talk about the reaction here on campus and the future of the group. Turning Point USA, founded by Charlie Kirk, focuses on mobilizing Gen Z voices on college campuses. UCO chapter president Will Vaughn says Kirk's passing leaves a void in the movement.
And the only way that we can fill that void is by standing up, planting our feet in the dirt, and making sure that our voices are heard just as loud as his was.
Vigils have been held across Oklahoma, from Oklahoma State University to the University of Oklahoma, and now here at the University of Central Oklahoma.
So we wanted to bring everyone together on campus in the community, regardless of who you were.
In collaboration with his vice president, Vaughn says he felt inspired to host a prayer vigil in Kirk's honor.
Turning Point USA is not going anywhere. We'll only get louder. We'll only get stronger. And we're not going to back down.
Vaughn says while there may never be another face of the organization like Kirk, his message continues to inspire young conservatives.
And we will continue, no matter who you are, to plant our feet in the dirt and stand up for what we all individually believe is right. And that is what is so amazing about America, is that we all have the right to do that.
Reporting from the University of Central Oklahoma, Shanice Hopkins, UCentral News. President Will Vaughn told me that Turning Point USA will remain in great hands and believes in Gen Z to take the spotlight.
Thank you, Shanice. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota has decided to run for a third term. Reporter Caroline Cummins has the story.
Just over a year ago, Governor Tim Walz was catapulted to the national stage as the Democratic vice presidential nominee.
We've raised graduation rates to the highest ever.
Now he's back in Minnesota asking voters here to choose him to lead them for another 4 years.
It may be unprecedented to run for a third term, but I think he's an unprecedented candidate.
Democratic strategist Abu Amara says Walz is in a different position now than he was 4 years ago with that national profile, which could position him well heading into this race for what could be a historic third consecutive term if he wins.
Now he is a nationally known figure, which means he has a national fundraising base, the ability to bring in millions and millions of dollars, and to really contrast with the Republicans in a way maybe he didn't or wasn't able to do in 2018. So I think that's a massive strength.
In an announcement video, Walz touted a paid family leave law set to go into effect in January and a tax credit designed to slash child poverty, two policies approved when Democrats had total control of the Capitol in 2023. Now he says he's looking at lowering health care costs and gun violence prevention in wake of two high-profile tragedies in our state this summer. But he faces some political headwinds and liabilities, like fraud found in state programs to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. Republicans have fiercely criticized his administration in wake of those investigations.
I think people are just, really wanting to run against that. And of course, it squarely sits, after 8 years, will squarely sit on his shoulders.
Amy Koch, GOP strategist and former Senate Majority Leader, says Republicans are energized because of it. A June Minnesota Star Tribune poll of registered registered voters shows half of Minnesotans disapprove of his performance on the job.
And at the end of the day, people are not going to compare him to the almighty. They're going to compare him to the alternative. And Republicans have not put up somebody who's been able to win in nearly 2 decades.
If you receive money from the federal government, you've only got a couple weeks left to make sure you can get it digitally. The Treasury Department plans to stop issuing paper checks for most payments on September 30th. This change would include Social Security beneficiaries. It's part of Trump's administration effort to fully modernize federal benefit payments, save money, and fight financial fraud. More than 500,000 Social Security recipients, less than 1%, need to choose another way to receive their benefits. That can be with either a direct deposit or through a prepaid debit card known as Direct Express. If you still need to receive a paper check, you can request a waiver. Some exceptions will be made, such as if you are 90 or older, have a mental impairment, or live in too remote of a location. You can apply for a waiver at the website godirect.gov.
The former director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention testified on Capitol Hill today. In her testimony, the ex-director told the Senators of Health and Human Services, Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. put politics before public health. She said she was fired because she refused to do the same. Secretary Kennedy previously called the ex-director a liar over her comments. Michael Yoshida reports.
Dr. Susan Menard is testifying after her tenure as director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention lasted just 29 days.
I was fired for holding the line on scientific integrity.
Dr. Menard, the first Senate-confirmed CDC director, was ousted last month amid clashes with U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. over vaccine policies and staffing. The ex-director saying Kennedy demanded all CDC policy and personnel decisions be cleared by political staff and asked her to commit in advance to approving vaccine recommendations and fire without cause career officials responsible for vaccine policy.
I responded that I could not pre-approve recommendations without reviewing the evidence, and I had no basis to fire scientific experts. He told me he had already spoken with the White House several times about having me removed.
Secretary Kennedy, who previously described Dr. Menard as a public health expert with unimpeachable credentials, said this earlier in the month when asked by senators about the firing.
I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, "Are you a trustworthy person?" And she said no.
Also testifying Wednesday, Dr. Deborah Howry, who stepped down from her role as the CDC's chief medical officer in protest after Menard's ouster.
I resigned because CDC leaders were reduced to rubber stamps, supporting policies not based in science, and putting American lives at risk.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
It is pretty hot today. I don't know about you, Luke, but I am ready for some fall weather.
I am as well, and I know Shanice Hopkins will have our full look at weather after the break. Stay with us.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Shanice Hopkins here with your full look at weather. Taking a look at our current conditions, unfortunately, we're not in fall weather just yet. We are sitting at a whopping 93 and feels like 97. Today, we are not feeling those Oklahoma winds too strong. They're only at 3 miles per hour, moving in the southwest direction. Looking at our weather headlines, expected to get a little wet outside. We're looking at rainy and cooler patterns for the rest of the week ahead, and the weekend will bring some scattered showers. Taking a look at our state map, we're sitting at a 93 in Oklahoma City. Up in the Panhandle, it's a little bit cooler at 81 in Guyman, and down south, we are at a 91 in Ardmore. Tonight, if you are going to the fair, it will significantly cool down. We're sitting at 70 degrees, mostly cloudy, not too bad. If you are going, I would highly suggest bringing an umbrella or a jacket because there is a 50% chance of rain. Looking back at that state map, we've cooled down significantly, with Oklahoma City being the hottest in the state right now at 70 degrees. Rest of the state is in the 60s, 55 up in Guyman with a chance of thunderstorms, 64 back in Ardmore. Tomorrow, it will cool down a little bit more than it was today. We're at 86 degrees in Oklahoma City, cooler still in Guyman, and 94 in Ardmore. For tomorrow, if you are walking to class, it's going to get a little muggy outside, a lot more cloudy than it was today. 70 degrees at 7 a.m. By noon, it's going to heat back up to 81 degrees, partly cloudy, and chances of rain, but still 83 degrees. Looking at the rest of our week, we're sitting in the mid-80s. Some things that I want to point out, there is a 50% chance of thunderstorms on Thursday, Saturday 50, but on Monday, there is that 90% chance. That's all I have. I'm going to toss it back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Shanice. Coming up, who are the celebrities that broke up?
And Beyonce's hard drives of unreleased music got stolen. Did she recover them? Learn more after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
Hello Broncos, I'm Chelsea Rios and this is your social media update. Rapper and artist Cardi B is celebrating news of her expecting her 4th child. On Wednesday, Cardi B revealed that she is pregnant with her first child of NFL wide receiver Stefon Diggs. She already has 3 children with rapper Offset, whom she married in September 2017 and filed for divorce in August 2024. Cardi B shared details about her relationship with Diggs, saying he makes her feel safe and very confident and very strong. Cardi B told Gayle King in an interview with CBS, "I feel like I'm in a good space." Coachella is right around the corner and headliners for the festival just got announced this Tuesday. The Music and Arts Festival will take place April 10th through 12th and April 17th through 19th in 2026. Headliners will be Sabrina Carpenter on Friday, Justin Bieber on Saturday, and Karol G on Sunday. Other big artists such as Cat's Eye, The Strokes, Pink Panthers, Young Thug, and Leve will be attending. YouTube will also be returning as the exclusive live stream partner for Coachella on the official YouTube channel. Passes will be on sale Friday, September 19th at 11 p.m. Pacific time. You can now register for access at coachella.com/passes. Olympic snowboarder Shaun White and actress Nina Dobrev just called off their engagement last Thursday. The champion's snowboarder and Vampire Diaries actress ended their relationship of 5 years and their engagement since October 2024. An anonymous close source told People magazine, "It was a mutual decision and it wasn't an easy one, but it was made with love and deep respect for one another." And other sources told People magazines that Dobrev wanted to get married and start a family, and White was not on the same page. Representatives for Dobrev and White have not commented. Police have made an arrest after someone stole hard drives containing Beyoncé's unreleased music. Atlanta area police arrested Kelvin Evans after allegedly breaking into an SUV and stealing hard drives and other items pertaining to Beyoncé. Police got a call from an unidentified caller on July 8th saying, "They have my computers and it's really, really important information in there." They said they work with someone of high status and they need everything back. The suspect is now in jail and is facing charges of entering an automobile with intent to commit theft. Although the suspect has been caught, the hard drive have not been recovered. Luke, do you wish for those hard drives to be recovered?
I mean, absolutely. I wouldn't want anyone's hard work to not be returned to them. I do hope. How about you?
Yeah, it's such a shame that it hasn't been recovered yet, but I really hope it does, and she hopefully releases new music soon. Valerie?
Of course, I agree. As a lifelong Beyonce fan, I remember being a little kid in the living room dancing to all the single ladies, so I hope she gets her hard-earned music back. Coming up, what is happening with UCO volleyball?
And is this UCO soccer team in action today? I will have all of that and more after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello, hello, Bronco Nation. I am Luke Underwood. Let's get straight into your Wednesday sports stories. The UCL volleyball team ended their eventful weekend with one streak coming to an end, but another continuing. The Broncos' streak of 9 games sweeping their opponents came to an end during the game against Texas Women's University. However, the number 2 ranked Broncos are still undefeated on the season, currently being 10-0. The Broncos will be back in action at the Hamilton Fieldhouse this weekend in the MIAA and GAC crossover. Their first matchup will be against Southwestern Oklahoma State University tomorrow at 11 a.m. The number 15 ranked Broncos will be returning to action this weekend and, more importantly, returning to the big old waterfall. The Broncos will be in action against the Washburn Ichabods. Washburn is currently 1-2, whilst UCO is 1-1 after beating Pitt State in a back-and-back game that ended with a score of 27-24. The Washburn Ichabods versus the Central Oklahoma Broncos will kick off at 7 p.m. live from Chad Richardson Stadium. The Central Oklahoma women's soccer team will be in action tonight. The Broncos are 0-2 on the season and will be facing the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm. The Crimson Storm are currently 1-2 on the season and are coming off 2 straight losses. The Central Oklahoma Broncos versus Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm will be live from Bethany, Oklahoma at 7 p.m. A record held by Mickey Mantle in the MLB was broken yesterday. The Oklahoma native and baseball legend Mickey Mantle is regarded to be one of the best baseball players and sluggers of all time. And one of Mantle's records set in 1961 has been broken. The record for the most home runs by a switch hitter was broken yesterday by Seattle Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh. He hit his 55th home run on the season yesterday in a game against the Kansas City Royals. Mantle still holds 6 other MLB world records, so the Baseball Hall of Famer's legacy is still continuing nearly 60 years later. Thank you, and back to Val at the desk.
Thank you, Luke, for that sports update. Coming up, today is Constitution Day, and the original documents are on display. Shanice Hopkins will have our last look at weather after the break.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Wednesday is the day the United States honors its Constitution and newest citizens. It marks the day in 1787 when members of the U.S. Constitutional Convention finished writing and signed the nation's guiding document. The U.S. Constitution, beginning with the words "We the People," stands as the world's longest surviving written charter of government. Every educational institution that gets federal funds is required to hold programs about the Constitution for its students on September 17th. This day also recognizes many new citizens that take an oath of allegiance to the U.S. Citizenship ceremonies are held in courtrooms, but also in community settings across the country. If you really want to delve into the history of the Constitution, make a trip to Washington, D.C. From now until October 1st, for the first time, the entire Constitution is on display at the U.S. Capitol. Up next, we have Shanice is going to give us our last look at weather.
Looking ahead at our last look at weather, tomorrow expected to be a little moggy outside. Might want to put on some shoes that you don't mind getting wet. At 7 a.m. it's going to be a very cool 70 degrees. At noon it's going to heat up just a little bit at 81, and it's still going to be quite humid outside. And then looking ahead at 5 p.m. it is going to be 83 degrees. If you do have night classes, expect a little sprinkle. And then once again, looking back at our full look forecast tomorrow, there's going to be a 50% chance of rain and 86 degrees, so a little bit cooler than it was today. For the rest of the week, it will be mid 80s with a couple of chances of storms on Saturday, 50%, Monday, a whole 90%, so be sure to bring an umbrella or jacket that day. And then the rest of the week finishing out at mid 80s. And that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Shanice. The countdown begins. As of Tuesday, there are 100 days until Christmas, so there's time to get a head start on the holiday. Among those marking the 100-day mark, Walmart released its 2025 Top Toys list. The list of 50 of the hottest toys of the year aims to help parents get a head start on holiday shopping. Meanwhile, Macy's has unveiled its top 100 holiday gifts. It will also offer a new Santa National Tour experience. And it's a good time to start thinking about holiday flights. The New York Times points out flights that are typically their cheapest around 6 to 12 weeks ahead of the travel date. According to travel site Hopper, prices for Christmas flights tend to hit their lowest point between mid-October and early November.
And that's all the time that we have for you tonight, Broncos. Thank you for joining us. I'm Valerie Scott.
And I'm Luke Underwood. Have a good day.